technical difficulties like a mug. I said technical difficulty, and we keeping this. We're not taking none of this out. None of this is coming out. Keeping all of this. Yeah. Y'all with me? Y'all with me? ETEM Hitep Sini Sinet Ankwas the Jed Anku Jasineb. Dua. And welcome to another episode of Heck in the Chair, Praising the Divine. And of course, you know where to check us out at praisethedivine.org. Praisethedivine.org. And of course, you can join the Heck in the Chair. That's HKN, new word, Netcher, NTR. Actually, it's Heck in Netcher, HKNNTRW on Facebook. If you got a Facebook, we're on there. About 300 of us in the mix. Doing what we do normally, praising the divine, keeping it a buck. You notice little technical difficulties. My computer is down. And I just got back from Kemet. Just got back from Egypt or Kemet, and there's a lot of stuff going on, in particular with me. So I've been a little busy and a little awry. But nonetheless, we're back, live from my cell phone, if you will. So we're here. I'm still going to bring you that info no matter what. But it took me a while to get things situated. But today, take a brief break off of the Divine Body series, which next we'll be talking about the hands. A very important topic because the hands and initiation happen to go together. They happen to go together in the book of Coming Forth by Day, what you call the Book of the Dead. You need to call it the Peret Emheru, the Book of Coming Forth by Day, going forth in the day, however you want to do it. But today's topic is about behavior. It's about the behavior around you on a regular basis. I'll touch conscious community, but this is a universal topic for everyone. When I talk conscious community and I talk about people around us, surrounding us, there's a really weird vibe with a lot of people, with the information and some without the information, and those who want information or those who feel like they have something to say and aren't being heard. It's a very strange vibe. The vibe is very rude. It's very raunch. It's very, it's not ma'at. I'll tell you that right now. It's not ma'at. And it brings forth a certain difficulty in discussing matters with people, which we should not have. We should not have at any time, because we are the what? We are the keepers of ma'at. We are those who spread the virtuous methods and aspects of life. We are Netcher in its essence, right? We were formed from those waters of Noon, without question, right? So you should reflect a divine part of the universe. You should reflect a divine aspect of nature. That's what you should reflect. But when you talk to a lot of people, their behavior is very strange. It's very raunch. It's very rude. What you'll find, you'll ask a question in forums, you get real strong, staunch, disrespectful answers. You should know that already, brother. What's wrong with you? That's not ma'at. You'll find people answering those questions from people who want to know and getting rebellious, disrespectful feedback from the people they're trying to assist as well. This goes both ways, right? So someone types a question. Um, there's a question. I'm not picking on this brother. The brother didn't answer that way to me. I'm just saying. There was a question about the Sphinx. There's several questions about the Sphinx lately. Somebody answered the question. Are you discrediting those people, these teachers? They're this, that, the other. Your information, you don't really know, man. You can, you know what I'm saying? You're getting stuff like that. That's not ma'at. That's not ma'at. There's people who even some of these lectures, shout out to my brother Seti. Seti does lectures. Seti will cuss you out during a lecture. Seti, as much knowledge as you have, brother, you do not have to curse the people out. But that's your style. So I'm not going to knock you for something you do. But remember, people, that's his lane. Let him have that lane. Create your own. Because some of the things that come out of some of these people's mouth is not ma'at. It's not ma'at. And so I feel we need to come back to what the values are. And in order to do that, you need to consult an ancestor. You need to consult an Akhu in order to know what is better and ma'at for you. You can't get it from the regular layman. Sometimes you can. But at the moment, it doesn't appear visible. A lot of these dudes are cursing, fussing, and, they're crazy right now. Even in the intellectual discussions right now, it's just a weird vibe. People are scared to be spiritual. Me and my brother Seba Reggie and my brother Seba Patasakir, we chop it up all the time. I'm spiritual. Patasakir is spiritual. Seba Reggie is not spiritual. But we all have information. And you know what? We talk, and then Reggie will go test you. And then I'll test you from the other side. And Patasakir will ask you if you know what time it is, won't he? Seba Reggie is just throwing stuff out to see where your head is at. To see if you even know what you're talking about, if you act or respect the foundation that you claim you stand upon. I, however, will not only stand on the foundation he's asking you about, I will go bring the information from those people, because there are people, and show you the information in the text from a primary resource. Or we'll read it right on the spot 9 times out of 10. Saber Reggie will make you read on the spot. So if you can't read it, or if you don't know the information, sometimes you're in trouble. So we need to consult an ancestor, don't we? To know how to act. Patasakir, the best of the ancestors. Not the best of, but I'm just throwing that out there. He's a good brother. He left us a lot in a very little book. The first thing we're going to do is talk about Maxim 22 on generosity to those close to you, because your behavior towards each other is very rude and is very weird and is very strange. Let's look at what the ancestors do concerning generosity towards each other. Now we have about 4 of these today, right? He says, fulfill the needs of those close to you, making use of the blessings your fate has granted you. This is the destiny of those favored by Necher. He who constantly fails to provide for those close to him is selfish and too pleased with himself. For him, the future remains a closed book, even if he imagines he can foresee what tomorrow will bring. What? The destiny for those favored by nature. He who constantly fails to provide for those close to him. I'm talking to the teachers right now. These people are aspiring to be your students. Some of them are just speculators. But when you're talking to people about the Ba'u and Ra, the souls of Ra, the Medu Necha, the verbiage left for us by the ancestors and the great ones, if you will, you need to be able to provide them with answers. You need to be able to provide them with answers, and you need to be able to be courteous to them when you do so. When you do so, you need to be able to break these things down. And in turn, those who are getting that information, you need to be a good listener. You need to understand and comprehend the knowledge that's coming to you, so that your instructor, your sabiyat, or your seba, either or, does not fail to provide for those close to him and appear to be selfish and too pleased with himself. Let's go further. The ka of a just man is a genuine creative energy and makes people rejoice. As soon as occasions arise for congratulation and appreciation, your friends and family will welcome them enthusiastically. We should not look to strangers for consultation. When misfortune strikes, it is to those close to us that we turn. When bad things happen, you turn to those who you know. If this is a community of people, we should be able to turn to each other. When somebody is providing or receiving, there's going to be a ceremony on Sanetra TV coming up here. When that ceremony happens, rejoice for those people. Be happy for those people, right? And when people are asking for information, what does it say? It says, a genuine creative energy. The ka of a just man is a genuine creative energy and makes people rejoice. Be more congratulatory towards each other. You're so rude towards each other. Have a good ka, a good energy. If you are kind to your friend or to somebody you don't know, who may become your friend, then you can bring him in, you can be close with that person. You know why people seek outside information from our communities? Because trying to talk to our communities can be a dangerous environment. It can be dangerous. Because you're so disrespectful with the information. When you're in this community, see, heck, in the chair community, we're pretty resolved. We're respectful of each other. In these other communities, and I'm seeing these other communities, you're so rot with each other. I'm telling you, you cannot be disrespectful over information. You need to be more comprehensive, more understanding, and know when it's time to take a step back. This is why we don't seek information from ourselves. We go outside of our communities to other cultures, other people, to find information. Because every time you seek it with yourself, you get a rude, disrespectful, crazy answer, or you're so ignorant because you're disrespectful of your own, you don't hear the answer being given to you. Let's move forward. And this is very important. Maxim 28, on the need for impartiality, to be impartial. And this is coming from the point of a judge, of a magistrate. It says, as the spiritual son of a magistrate in the court of law, this is someone like in the judge's position, etc. If you take on a case charged with pacifying the crowd, take your lead from the contents of the file and bear in mind both pros and cons of the case. So it's telling you be balanced already. This is whatever type of case, but we're taking it from a magistrate. This is someone above the level of the human beings who just do regular citizenship. No different than when you go to court and you have to see that judge. Your Honor, I blah, blah, blah. You understand? So we're taking it from a judge right now. Let's see what it says. It says, when you speak, be impartial and don't favor one side. Make sure no one can level this accusation against you. They'll say stuff like this. Look, he is not impartial. He is interpreting the case to suit himself. Or they'll say stuff like this. In that case, your own speech for the defense could be turned against you. So when you're having these discussions amongst each other in these groups, be open to the information. Don't be closed-minded to the information. Don't assume your side is correct immediately. It is okay to disagree with your friend. These are matters of discussion that we need to iron out. And we cannot iron them out if we're not using ma'at as a balance to do it. And this is part of your problems. This is part of all our problems. And it's because we're not being impartial. We already assume who I'm rolling with is right. It's one thing when you're doing a debate and then you got to go down with the ship. You got to go down with the ship. But when you're having a discussion about a particular matter, you need to be impartial, right? So when information comes to you, you don't automatically reject it. You take the time to listen to it, to hear it, to mull it over, to compare it, and then derive at your decision. Let's go to another one. Let's go to another maxim. This is just some of the behavior fixers from the ancestors, because your behavior needs to be fixed. And I'm going to tell you straight up and down, some of the stuff that's happening is crazy. Now, maxim 33, how to test a friend and discover his true nature. Let's go. It says, if you want to find out a friend's true nature, don't consult his acquaintances. Don't ask around him. But question him directly until you have no further concerns about his behavior. Where do I go? If I want to know something about you, I come to you directly. Why am I asking around you? I need to come to you directly. Unless I ask you something and what you say is totally off kilter, and that continues to happen, then I need to go around you. Because obviously, but then I already know about you, right? I don't even have to ask around. You messed up several times. We know you're wrong. But if I want to know, and I'm your friend, or I want to be your friend, or I inquire about possibly being a buddy, I need to ask you. I need to look you in your eye, and you need to answer balanced within ma'at. Being ma'akeru, being true of voice. What does it say? It says, talk with him as long as necessary. Test his feelings in conversation. If he can express his inner nature of his attitude, or if his attitude irritates you, be friendly or keep silent, but remain vigilant. Control your emotions. Be reserved and don't pick a quarrel. This is exactly the opposite thing you see in these forums when we discuss matters. Don't answer back aggressively. Don't break off the relationship with him or blame him. He is bound to arrive at his moment of truth, and one cannot escape one's destiny. That's not what I see in these forums. That's not what we're seeing. That's not what we're witnessing. And it's because you guys are so mean-spirited towards each other. You don't know how to do that. But we need you to start doing that. We need you to be more balanced. You're not ma'at. How can you represent the ancestors if you don't practice what they practiced in life? And then people run around talking about, we don't need to do that. All we got to do is just, no, you need this. This is your spiritual training. This is your soul. And your soul is rotten. But you want people just to run with you, with your rotten behavior. No. You don't even know the way to go. You don't even know the information they left for you. Why would we move in your direction? For what? For what? Half of y'all talking about going to war. Half of y'all ain't been to war. And who are you fighting? We can't even get you to do, let me not even go there. Let me just be clear. You need to have better behavior towards each other if you want the respect you think you deserve. And you not understanding and reading the text of the ancestors is why you're lacking. It's the difference between some of you who have, for those spiritualists and religious people who have conviction, a Muslim who has discipline to fast 30 days, and not all of them have it. A Hebrew or a Christian who will do Lent for 40 days, and not all of them do it. And a heck in the chair, a praiser of the divine, follows Nteru, fast the month of Senate, or the 10 days when they're doing temple service, or the 3 months sticking to that diet while doing temple service. Some of you don't have it because you have no spiritual conviction. You're an empty vessel. You're useless. You're useless. But you tout the ancestor's name as if that's your normal behavior. Let's see your behavior match theirs. That's what you need to do. Let's go to the last one, because the game is on and I want to watch the game. Let's go on the Maxim 35, on the need for a resolute and accomplished character. For the need for a resolute and accomplished character. To be resolute and accomplished. The need for it. Let's go. It says, make sure you really know the people around you and your worldly goods will last. Never behave badly towards your friends. Is this not simple information? But useful. The cultival bank of the Nile, or the Happy, that benefits from the flood is of greater value than the riches it produces. Making sure that flood continues to occur yearly is more useful than the riches it produces, because it maintains the cycle. Can you maintain a good cycle? Because that will help you to produce and create a just community, and we will keep producing great and just communities. Let's keep going. Let's go. It says, for a person's worldly goods can fall into someone else's hands. Does that matter if you know that flood will continue to produce? No, because you know why? You know whatever you had before, you can go get again, because the cycle continues, doesn't it? That's how you need to be with your behavior. That's how you need to be inside your heart. This is how you need to be inside these communities. Because if something falls down, you need to know you can be able to reproduce it. No problem, no trouble. Let's finish it out. A spiritual son's virtue is of great use to an eminent man. An accomplished character will remain in people's memory. Reflect on those things, please. Because some of the behavior in these communities is atrocious. It's atrocious. Think about your thoughts before you speak. Think about your nature before you act. Be ma'akeru. Be true of voice. Stop being so vindictive and hateful towards each other. With that being said, remember who you are and be an Asar. Uncle Jaseneb, Uncle Jed. I'll see you soon.